Yo, we back. Blues Our City, Manchester City fan channel, bro. We're about to get back into taking care of business, doing what we do here on Sundays, being able to connect the family, the Manchester City family, that is, from all continents connecting us, bro. And you could tell by the smile on my face. It was a good weekend for most of us Manchester City fans. We got a packed show, and I cannot start off this video without telling you guys how big of a goofy I am. Meaning that I just did a whole show up here for a whole hour and realized that my mic wasn't even connected. So you could tell by the hard work and dedication I put into this that, bro, that wasn't going to stop me from talking about the thing that I love the most, which is Manchester City football. So before I get going, I want to say, yo, thank you to everybody who subscribes to the channel, bro. And you guys are really helping us grow because at the end of the day, I'm new to this. Well, I probably have one season of experience now of really doing this, but not even a full year. But I want to say, yo, thank you to all you guys have been. Yo, I see your comments. I see you guys liking the content. So thank you so much as we really try to grow up to, let's get to 500 subscribers. I think we're really doing well in that department of growing steady. But at the end of the day, I really want to hear from you guys, other City fans out there. But I must say it was a great weekend. We're going to have a packed show here today. And we're going to talk about everything from the Leicester win. We're going to look at what Manchester City has coming up on the schedule. We also going to look at where we rank in the table right now. We're going to take the weekly ops review where we look at other teams that we have to play in the Premier League and kind of get ready for that. And then at the end of the video, we're going to have to talk about other things, transfer news. It could also be a look ahead at the Champions League that's about to get kicking off this week. So we got a packed show for you guys here today. So I really want to say before I get going, thanks again from the bottom of my heart. Everybody who's subscribing to the channel, even though I'm so much of a goofy and I'm doing these videos and didn't even realize my mic was disconnected. So let's get into the match, bro. So obviously you guys already know what it is, bro. We got busy in this match, man. And what I mean by that is, yo, coming into the match, bro, I was a little worried about Leicester because we know that Leicester's a good quality team. Now, Brendan Rodgers has made some additions to his squad by bringing in the likes of Lookman back. You know, they got Daka. You know, they got a few players that now have kicked on to Leicester City, and we know Brendan Rodgers is an exceptional manager. But coming into the match, bro, I'm like, okay, we lost against them in the Community Shield. We also lost against them around this time last year. So how is Manchester City going to look playing against Leicester? But, yo, we looked absolutely sensational and we were comfortable. Now, we didn't get the win. Oh, my mic just dropped. Sorry about that. As you have mic issues today, but bear with me 1 second. We're going to get going. See, these things happen, bro. You just can't get bothered by it at the end of the day. I know that looks funny, but at least you guys can hear me. But we looked comfortable in this match. Now, before I get going, let me show you guys the starting lineups right here. So bear with me as I share my screen. It might look a little crazy at first, but let's get into this real quick. So let me share my entire screen, and then we going to see what things look like. So as you guys can see, and I'm pulling the City fair use, man. I love you guys. I buy all the kits. So speaking of kits, bro, Manchester City's kit look good, bro. Like, speaking of that, let me just talk about this real quick. I know I gave this kit a lot of hell, man, starting out in the year. But through the television, it looked much better than what I thought, bro, because at the end of the day, I was like, yo, I'm not feeling the colors. Look a little bit Miami, South Beach status to me. But, yo, through the television, it looked much better than what I thought. All right, back to the subject at hand. So this was the starter lineup that Pep Guardiola decided to go with. Obviously, we knew we had Edison in goal, Kyle Walker with the right back. Diaz and Laporte, man. I think that they look so good together. And I know a lot of John Stones fans out there like, yo, what's up with John Stones, bro? Like, John Stones was phenomenal last year. Why are we messing that up? Yo, it's because we look so good with Emerick Laporte in there, man. Not only does the man attack headers, John got some goals last year too, but yo, Emerick Laporte had to wait his chance last year, and then now John's having to wait his chance. But knowing that we got 3 quality center backs back there, at the end of the day, I feel good about that. But it's still the Diaz and Laporte show for right now. We know we got João Cancelo playing left back. Due to other things we got to cover later on in the video and our transfer series part of this, we had Rodri doing his thing, holding us down in the midfield from the CDM position. And then my man, Mr. IG, rocking the captain's armband, looking good to start out the season, being a captain. And I'm really liking the leadership capabilities he has, because at the end of the day, I can't remember him being a captain so many times. I know it's been, Vinny, it's been, David Silva, it's been Sergio at times, but it's nice to see him kind of really rock the armband. Sterling hasn't been playing. I know Sterling's rocked it before, but my man Bernardo was in there today, man, and Bernardo was looking wavy in there. We're going to have to cover that a little bit more. Still rocking up front with the usual suspects, rocking with Jesus. Then you got Torres, and then you got Grealish there on the left. But notice as you look at the bench, you start seeing players starting to come back, meaning De Bruyne, and then you also seeing my man Phil Foden. So we could see what they possibly will look like coming up here pretty soon. Now, going over here, what are we looking at? We're looking at Leicester City. Leicester City, they made some investments, man. But I want to say the two players that really stood out for me in this match were really these two. Man, Yuri Tielemans, whatever you choose to call him, the young Belgian, he was looking good in this match, especially in the first half. Indeed, he was doing his thing up there. So, Leicester's got a quality squad. That's who Brandon Rodgers decided to go with. But they were looking G money, in my personal opinion, coming into the match. So that's what we got from them. But let me kind of get back over here doing what I do. So, bro, let's just kind of get into this match. So the first 5-6 minutes. The one thing that I'm starting to notice is that with Guardiola's he's so much of a thinking man, but have we as City fans paid attention to what he's thinking about? What does that mean? If you see in certain games so far this year, he's experimenting. He's experimenting with Gabriel Jesus playing the right-hand side. After last year, we would have thought, Mahrez was a lock on that right-hand side. But now we're seeing Gabriel Jesus and the way he's playing Gabriel Jesus on the right-hand side. We experienced that against teams like, Norwich. We experienced that against teams like Arsenal. But that's the way we look. Then you've seen times where he put Raheem Sterling in at a 10 position, sort of like it had him, like that driving force in the midfield. Today, or rather yesterday, what you got the chance to see was that, Bernardo Silva playing on the left-hand side. I've always been critical of that, saying, we needed – one thing I didn't like about Jack Grealish was the fact that I thought we needed a winger who was absolutely left-footed. But what did Pep Guardiola do in this particular match? Bro, he decided to have Bernardo kicking on that left-hand side, and it was absolutely working like a charm because right around 6 minutes or something? Bernardo's getting busy. He's got the ball linking up with Jack Grealish. Then all of a sudden he drives past two Leicester defenders. And then he's running toward the box. He decides to keep it on the left-hand side, whips the ball across the box in the air right to Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus with the headed opportunity. Schmeichel with the save. But, we were already looking wavy, man. I thought we were looking really good, especially Bernardo getting in those positions, putting crosses into the box. But Gabriel Jesus with that headed opportunity right there at 6 minutes. And we were looking good to start off the game. And that brings me on to another thing I'm going to have to talk about later on in this video about, bro, do we even need a striker? But you kind of saw signs that maybe we could use one. So I'm going to have to talk about that later on in this video. But I thought we just kicked on right out the gate looking G money extra saucy. And that's because Bernardo was alive in this match, man. So I thought it was good starting out. I take a swig there before I get going. But all right, so that happens, right? After the ball is saved, we have mad other opportunities just to kick the ball. But Leicester players are all back there blocking absolutely everything. But that just happened in 6 minutes. But what do Leicester do? And I think I have to give credit to Leicester. And watching this game, or watching this match back, one thing that they did really well, and I don't know if people picked up on it, was Leicester looked really comfortable playing the ball outside of the back, in my opinion. They looked really, really good. And right after we had that opportunity where we thought we should have scored and we would be up 1-0, here comes Leicester right back. They're playing out of the back on what would be their driving right-hand side, us defending on our left-hand side. But, they kick the ball around. Next thing you know, Yuri Tielemans does this, back heel. All of a sudden, they just flank it down the sides. Ball comes over the top. Jamie Vardy gets the ball, squares it right across the middle, right there for, I think, Harry Barnes. But luckily, I think Kyle Walker Edison managed to get right there. But Leicester shows you what they look like on the counter attack. Plus, they were very comfortable playing out of the back. And I was shocked about that. But right back here they come. And Edison at that moment ended up getting, a little stitched up or a little touched up, if you will. Ended up with a bloody face, ends up having to, change his kit. But yo, you could see how deadly they were. But another point I want to talk to you guys about is right after that moment happened. I don't know if you guys could see it, but did you see that moment where after that happened and the team was kind of huddling, you saw Ruben Diaz and Laporte communicating? I like that. I like to see them communicate. You saw that often points throughout this match where it might have been Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, and Laporte all right there conversing among each other, staying organized. And we really got a chance to see that once the camera broke away from Edison. And I really like that. You even saw that when they were coming out of the tunnel after the first half. But the one thing I want to say is we looked really good, bro. We looked really good. And you got to come out of halftime saying, yeah, we should at least scored, one of those opportunities. But I really thought that we looked good. There were moments in the game where you saw Ilkay Gundogan put in this fabulous pass for Torres. And Torres, to his credit, once he gets past the back line, he doesn't try to take an extra touch. He shoots the ball first time. He just ain't getting on target. But I thought we looked good there. There was another point where Bernardo was driving on the left-hand side, shoots the ball. And I think that Schmeichel saved the ball. So we were looking good. We go into halftime and no changes are really made. But what happens then again is that, bro, this man shows up right here. And Bernardo had not scored, I want to say, in 19 matches, in his previous 19 matches across all competitions. But for him to get the goal when he got the goal was so timely. The type of goal it was John Cancelo, I believe, shooting. And then all of a sudden, Bernardo just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And then he scores, and it was just so phenomenal for the team to be able to see that, man. So I was really, really happy for the boys to see that, just to being honest with you guys. So that was really, really good for me just to see what it meant to the team to see him score. He runs over to the fans and he's really ecstatic. He's really happy. But it was good for us to get that goal because we know it's been tough playing against Leicester City, especially, after losing in the Community Shield. So we're already up 1-0. So we really had that opportunity. Then we started to bring on Sterling and take off Torres. I think Torres really started looking a lot more livelier in that second half until we took him off. But there was like a 20-minute spell in there at the end of the first into the second where I thought he started finding his groove a little bit. He was making good runs, and we know it's going to take some time for him to fully learn this position. We see him play this position in Champions League last year. And I've even made videos about this previously last season about don't be surprised if you see Torres being the Manchester City striker. And we're seeing that this year. But after this game, do you feel that we need a striker? We're going to talk about that as we go crack on in this video. But I thought we looked absolutely phenomenally good. I want to say this. In the first half, Tielemans, however you pronounce his name, the young Belgian, he was looking really, really good. I thought that they were extra composed, especially in the midfield. I thought they was looking really good. But one thing happened in that second half is as they got tired, bro, they just kind of died off, in my opinion. Like they really did. Like Ndidi was doing his thing. And then, it's kind of like, and, I'm not trying to single anybody out, but I thought James Maddison had a terrible game, bro. I thought he absolutely looked terrible. There was times to where he was holding on to the ball a little bit too long and should have released it at points, so that happened. There were times to where I thought he just slowed down the play a lot. So I don't really know what to make of this particular game from Maddison, but you could tell in the second half, they lost a lot of energy. And one thing about Leicester is that they have made investments in their particular team as far as their squad. But imagine if they had 60 million, more. They can probably buy another midfielder when Tielemans gets tired or when Ndidi gets tired or Maddison has to come out in the game. They kind of like one player away where you wish that they would have got one more player, and then I think that they would be a little bit better. But in the second half, they really, 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 in my opinion, got tired out of the match, and they were just pretty much exhausted. There was another opportunity where late in the game, I think it was Grealish had the ball. Maybe he should have squared it for Raheem Sterling, and that would have put things to bed and kind of lost out on that opportunity. But when we look at the game, bro, there's obviously points that we really should have really scored, and that's just my personal opinion. Man of the match, bro, I'm definitely giving this one to Bernardo. not only his work rate, sometimes him leading the line defensively, him linking up the play, him being on the left side, feeling much more comfortable. Because I know Mahrez never plays on the left-hand side, and I really thought that was good for Bernardo, a player that some of us thought was probably going to lead the club. So I thought he was really, really good yesterday. And we really got to talk about where Manchester City find themselves. So as we segue on to the next point, is that it's really, really good. But we're going to take a look at this game. Then we're going to have to take a look at, our schedule, because our schedule coming up is where, things really get real. So I'm going to have to share the screen again with you guys. So just bear with me 1 second as I do that. I have a tendency to talk fast, so I'm going to try to do this one a little bit slower. I'm just feeling like so much of a goofy because I spent an hour doing another video and that didn't even go live. So you can imagine how I feel right now. All right, so let's get back into this. So let me share my screen. Sometimes when you're new at this, you want to make mistakes, man. It's just a part of life right now. So just let me do this and then we're going to get into this. So, all right. So looking at the match, right, you can see that we had 25 opportunities, 25 shots, 8 of them on target. What were some of our best opportunities? Obviously, we scored the goal with Bernardo. Obviously, we had tons of shots blocked, whether it be Cancelo, Bernardo twice, Gundogan, Rodri. We had so many opportunities to score. The Gabriel Jesus moment stands out for me. There was another moment where Grealish had the ball. No, it was this real clever free kick that we took. We took this extra really clever free kick. And once we took it, it's like Gundogan squared the ball across the box from a free kick that Leicester was not expecting. One of those where you play in FIFA and then you press pass 3 times to try to get the ball mad fast across the box on a low pass, if you will. But, he squared it right there for Jack Grealish, and Jack Grealish just got under it a little bit and put it over. So those were one of the opportunities. Bernardo had another opportunity. So we really looked good, but we can't really say we were extra clinical. Torres missed his chance, but we should have probably scored another goal, in my opinion, just being honest. I think Leicester definitely had a really good opportunity to score. Vardy was offside for one. Maybe 1 or 2 chances that they might have had. There was a header in there that they dropped, and I think that either Edison blocked it or it went slightly over. But I can't remember them doing an awful lot. But I thought that they looked deadly on the counter until they ran out of energy, if you will. But all in all, City looked really, really good. The next thing I want to talk about is this, man. So on the screen, I probably have up there is our schedule, what's next up for City. And I love doing these Sunday videos because we get a chance to watch all of the games throughout the weekend and be able to comment on them as a family. But also, I like kind of looking at, what's coming next for Manchester City. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I've been doing these shows, 1 time a week, and I'm trying to build up the base before we actually go live. But last season, I was just doing videos for video's sake. I want this to be a little bit more intricate this year, but I am going to have to start doing more and more videos now that the Champions League is about to start. So you could expect probably like a Tuesday video for me as like a preview to the Champions League. But if you look at my screen right now, you can see that, bro, shit is about to get real. Pardon my French. We got Leipzig coming up here on Wednesday. That's a whole nother kettle of fish when we start talking about the Champions League. But yo, look, it's about to get real over here, man. We're playing against Chelsea. Then we got PSG. Then we got Liverpool. We got Southampton up in there. Yo, forget about this. This year, I don't care. I don't care about Carabao Cups. I don't care about FA Cups. I don't care about any of that this year, man. I really don't. Sometimes these matches are just unnecessary, but I'm going to support City no matter what. But yo, it's going to be a tough 21 days. That's the reason why I'm bringing this up, bro. It's about to be a tough 21 days, man. It's going to be real because we got 2 Champions League matches against PSG, but this Liverpool match, this Chelsea match, this is really going to let City know where we really are to this season and whether we need to go back out there in the market in the winter break, which I'm going to cover later on in this video. But yo, it's about to get really, really real right now, son. Chelsea and Liverpool, that's really going to tell us where we're at. And then as far as playing PSG and Leipzig, bro, it's about to be really real. It's about to be so real right now. That's really what it's about to be. But bear with me 1 second. I know my screen look crazy right now, but, just bear with me. But the one thing we got to talk about is simply this. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. So this part of the screen look crazy. I know. let's get into this. Weekly ops review. Make sure I'm on the right thing so I know my screen about to look crazy again. But yes, we are. We are there. We are there. But yo, we gotta talk about this, man, because I really like talking about this. After all games are finished, you have that chance on Sunday to where you could talk about all the matches that have been played throughout the weekend. You know, there's a Monday game always about to come up. And then you also are gonna have Champions League, but then also on Sunday, you always get a lot of the articles being written about transfer news and stuff like that. So that's really a lot of the reasons why I like to do this Sunday show. But let's get into what we're looking at, yo. So obviously, when we look at the ops review for the week, man, we got Tottenham, who kind of started off the league campaign doing good things, but it looked like Patrick Vieira managed to get the win against them. You know, Arsenal, shout out to Arsenal, man. Arsenal's been fodder, if you will, for Manchester City and for other teams. But man, Arsenal starting to build. I think Arsenal fans would, if they were honest with themselves, they would say that this game playing against Norwich kind of starts their season, if you will, because they've had some difficult matches, but they managed to get themselves a win, so they're not going to be in last place there. You know, Chelsea just still doing Chelsea things. But man, I'm going to talk about Liverpool, man. Liverpool got lucky with the red card and all, but yo, they are just looking really good. I can't remember anybody scoring a goal against Liverpool other than Chelsea. Chelsea's not letting in a bunch of goals. So things are really looking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we really going to have to pay attention to certain teams up here. Obviously, Chelsea is looking good. You know, Liverpool's looking good. I think Everton, Tottenham, if I had to guess the top four probably pretty much may be where it is exactly is right now. Let's kind of take a look at that. And I'm gonna get on to another team here. I know I didn't mention, but I'm gonna have to talk about them in a second. But really, when you look at the table, you kind of see where we at. So you see United up top right now, Chelsea, Liverpool, City. Tottenham, I'm really expecting to be in this fifth, sixth position. I'm expecting Leicester City to be in around that fifth, sixth. So between Everton, Leicester, Tottenham, maybe Arsenal. Those are teams that I don't really see being in the top four. I think the top four is pretty much going to look like this all year long. Now, the teams may rotate, but that's really what I'm thinking amongst myself. So it's going to be tough talking about this league campaign because, yo, it's not like last year. Last year was kind of like whack in a sense. It was kind of like, because of just injuries and all the different things that went on. And I think it's really going to be tough this year because when you look at a team like Manchester United, and I hate to be talking about these guys, we know we absolutely hate them, but yo, be honest with yourself, bro. Everybody was kind of tuned in indirectly or directly into what Manchester United was doing this weekend. We had the best match of the weekend, but everybody was kind of looking at Manchester United because we managed to not get the deal done with Ronaldo. Ronaldo returns to Old Trafford and he scores two goals. You know, one goal kind of being like a rebound goal, another goal kind of being right through the keeper's legs. And they got star power over there, bro. You look at the teams around us, bro. They really, really do have star power. Whether you're talking about a Chelsea with Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Lukaku, N'Golo Kante, teams got star power out here. Liverpool has a bunch of star power, whether it be VVD, then you got Salah, you got Mane. They got star power. They got Fabinho coming back in his right position. So you got a lot of teams out there. Of course, we're gonna find our swing in there. But when you look at United, you kind of had to pay attention to them because they're kind of gassed right now because they got Ronaldo scoring two goals against Newcastle. But two goals for him. Then you got Sancho. Then you got Rafael Varane. Then you got Pogba. You got Bruno. So, bro, they starting to look like something. And the reason why I want to talk about this when we talk about like the way the table looks, it's starting to feel very reminiscent to me of one thing. Let me know if you guys disagree in the comments. You remember back in 2011 when Manchester City won underneath Roberto Mancini? That team was a very tough team, as you would expect with most Mancini teams, just like what you saw with Italy, over the summer. But you kind of saw in 2011 how we won with that particular team, having to come back, and then United thinking they won, but then us coming back and winning and doing what we need to do. But then now you look this year, they probably feeling some kind of way or feeling like, yo, they can repeat 2012. So it's kind of very much feeling like 2011 to me, because we went out there last year, we won, right? We won in a very scruffy type of way, not like Centurion style football, not like 18 and 19 football. We won in a very different way because we were known to be solid defensively and kind of being scruffy a little bit when it came into the league and kind of just winning games the way we had to, whatever it might have been. But that's the way we won last year, and that's the way we looked. But coming into this year, you know, 2011, 2012, 2021, 2022, they might feel like they have a potential chance to win. So we got to pay attention to them. You know, Chelsea is like, okay, we didn't have Tuchel all of last year, but we managed to win a Champions League final. But they're probably trying to win the league again this year. So it's going to be really, really tough. But I'm really interested to see if City could just, if we could prevail ourselves at the end of the year to be lifting that Premier League trophy and what it's going to take, bro. It might be a real, real phenomenal thing, man. So let me just put that out there. So I think that's what we could be looking at, in my personal opinion. But one thing I definitely got to talk about is this, bro. They're going to be talking about this crap forever, bro, because with them lining up with Ronaldo, Sancho, they still don't have Rashford back. And I hate to be talking about it. Yo, they got so much buzz right now. And Manchester City is going to need to add another star, bro. Imagine we go out there in the transfer window and add a star. That's what we're going to need to do right now, because we're surrounded by teams that have a lot of star power. We haven't seen, you know, Phil Foden into the team. We haven't seen De Bruyne into the team. But what is Manchester City going to look like? And imagine if we can go out there in the winter window and get a striker, bro. We're going to have to talk about that in a second. But, yo, we would really, really, really look good. But I think that the way that United is playing, they're going to be gassed out of their minds right now. And a lot of people are going to be paying attention to them. I think they probably sold some crazy amount of kits since Ronaldo has been there. But we're going to have to really watch these type of teams, in my opinion. All right, so that's what it is right now. You saw what we're adding the table. I'm really liking our goal differential. I need to point out that, because a lot of people don't really talk about goal differential, but I like it, yo. I don't care about any of that. I just care about whatever it takes for Manchester City to win. So if it's going to be a scrappy league title this year or a scrappy league campaign, anything can help us win. So I like the fact that we're winning in goal differential right now. So that's just my opinion. Now moving on, segueing over to Pep Guardiola news. I think Pep Guardiola, at the end of the day, has to be a very happy man. And what I mean by that is, I think Pep's doing a really, really interesting job so far. We've only had a short sample size of games so far. You're really talking about 5 games, but he's doing these little intricate things that we're starting to see. And I mentioned them earlier in the video. You know, Jesus on the right, you know, Bernardo today on the left, you know, Raheem Sterling playing that 10 position, you know, going with Torres up front, then bringing in Sterling sometimes up front. You know, he's doing some very interesting things to start off the league campaign this year. So I think he was really, really pleased with what he saw yesterday. And I love the fact that he had Bernardo out there playing on the left-hand side. So it's really good to see Pep Guardiola do that. It'd be really interesting to see, once we get De Bruyne fully fit and Foden fully fit, what is this team really going to look like? You know, is De Bruyne going to be playing striker again in the false 9 capacity? Is he going to drop him into midfield? You know, what is he going to do with Foden? Can you see Foden playing this year on the right-hand side? So Guardiola's got a lot of stuff to think about. But I want to say, all in all, through this first 4 or 5 games, he's been spot on, especially with defensively. We look sound. You know, I know we lost against Tottenham, but, you know, we looked sound defensively. Offensively, we look pretty good, but we're not just scoring a whole bunch of goals this year. But I like what I'm seeing from Pep Guardiola, and I think he's really happy with where the team is right now. So that's just what I wanted to cover there. But really going to be the test for Pep Guardiola is to see, where's Manchester City going to be in 21 days? In 21 days, where's Manchester City going to be? So I think that that's going to be the real talking point, yo. So now, going back over to my screen, I need to talk about this, bro. 2 things, and that's one thing I love about Sunday. I love one thing about Sunday, bro. Sunday, you get a lot of news. You get a lot of news throughout the UK. So all the journalists start talking and all of that. But I chose to really talk about something that I think is important right now because of just where Manchester City find themselves, right? And what is that? It is what the hell are we gonna do in the winter window, man? Because I mentioned us needing some star power. However, we feel we need to get that. Other teams, it's gonna be a dogfight all this year, in my personal opinion, right? But we knew we missed out on certain players this year due to whatever reason, whether that be Ronaldo, we couldn't get him over the line, we couldn't get Messi over the line, we couldn't get Kane over the line. But imagine if we could possibly get Haaland. And the question I want to ask right now to anybody watching this video, whether you're a City fan or you're just a football fan in general, is do you think that Manchester City can benefit from getting a striker in the winter window? I would love to see the club make a run at Haaland. In my personal opinion, now that we didn't get Haaland over the line, what could we possibly do, bro? Can we get Haaland over the line? But if we can't get Haaland over the line, how much money is in that Manchester City vault? We know it's got racks on top of racks on top of racks because that's what we do over here at City. Let the haters hate. But we got racks in that bank. But in that vault right now, how much money is in that vault right now, man? Because a striker is going to be expensive. We're starting to see that Manchester City is getting to the point to when we call up a club and we interested in a player, they're going to be asking for United money. They're going to be asking for top tier club money. Before we used to be able to get away with not spending top dollar, but now clubs are starting to demand that when Manchester City calls, just pile on an extra 10 million. So how much money is really in that vault to be able to go out there and get a striker in the winter window? But if we don't get a striker, what do we need? So let's pay attention to some news what we see. We know that there's been some issues going on with our left back situation. I'm not going to really get into that here. This is not the forum for that. That's rather a serious topic, and there's no point in us speculating on it. But we know that we are left back short for whatever reason. Now, and looking at the news, this was a play I thought we should have made a run at prior to hearing about this news. Because now we got to envision ourselves in a situation is what happens, bro, if João Cancelo gets hurt? What happens if Zinchenko gets hurt? What are we really going to do? And I would have loved to see the club go out there and spend money on a player like Hernandez from Milan, from AC Milan. Like, I would have loved to see that. It's probably going to cost us about maybe 60 mil or so, but we probably needed to offload a player in order to bring in a player like this. And I don't know how that situation is going to unfold, but personally, for me, I would have loved to see us make a run at a left back, before the season started. But we didn't. But now we got to ask ourselves, what can this team do to improve in the winter window? So I would love to see us do that. Also, you see that there's some news coming out there talking about Declan Rice in Manchester City. I don't really see this one. And I think Declan Rice is a phenomenal player. For him to be so young, he's an England international. He's got leadership capabilities and qualities for such a young player. But we already got Rodri. We know we need a Fernandinho replacement. I would like us to see us, either pick up a young player, train them and put them in that position, or go out there and spend maybe 30 million on a player and hope that that player develops into like a better version of a Douglas Luiz or something as a Fernandinho replacement. Declan Rice is going to cost us way too much money. And are you ready to give up on Rodri? Because Declan Rice is not going to come over here to City and then play some games and then some games not play. Like, it's not going to happen. So I'm not really buying that one. But I would love to see us either try the Harry Kane angle again in the winter window to add another star, whether that be him or Haaland. We can't get that done. I would love to see this man come over here to Manchester City, being Hernandez. But that's just what we got to find ourselves doing to see where we're going to be at. But that's what we got really as transfer news. Now, kick it on to the next bit. Got to talk about this, so let me stop sharing the screen. Is this simply this? I've mentioned points and times throughout this video that Manchester City struck out with certain players, right? We struck out with Harry Kane. We struck out with Ronaldo. And there's another player out there that we struck out against and struck out with, and that's Lionel Messi. Now, we know that there was some rumors out there flying around, early in the summer that we were going to be able to get Messi, and we just didn't manage to get him. But now that we got Manchester City's Champions League, about to kick off, we got to start this section rather of the video like this. So bear with me. On the count of 3, I want you to tell me what your Manchester City season expectations are for the Champions League, not the Premier League, for the Champions League. What are your expectations for Manchester City? 1, 2, 3. Champions League semifinals. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I would like to see Manchester City reach the semifinals again. Let me explain my position, and then we're gonna get into what some of y'all might have said, because I know y'all type of people out there. So the reason why I'm saying it would be nice, or I'm predicting us to get to the semifinal, is don't get gas, bro, because it's mad easy for everybody to think that Thomas Tuchel did what he did with PSG, and then they lost, and then they came back with Chelsea, and then they won. Or you might get gas from a Liverpool situation that happened a few years ago where they lost against Real Madrid, came back and won the previous year. That type of stuff doesn't happen all the time. I know that it might have presented itself in recent times to be that way, but is it really going to happen that way? There's a possibility, but I'm not really sure that I'm willing to bet money. So how much ever money you got in your vault right now, what are you willing to bet on with your expectations? I'm going to say that I think I'm fully confident that Manchester City can reach the semifinal. Think about it like this. We lose against Monaco in the round of 16. We make it the Mad Champions League quarterfinals, get knocked out. Bounce, 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 bro. Get bounced out of it. Last year, we make it to the Champions League final. And as many of us wanted that Champions League final, we lost, bro. We lost. It wasn't a bad loss, but we lost. We hope as a team that we can learn our lessons, get back to that same position this year, and win it. All of us hope that, right? But the reality of that happening is it's going to be difficult. But I know a lot of you guys out there probably say, nah, son, we got to win a Champions League final. And in order for us to win a Champions League final, which I hope that we do, it's going to take a lot. And that's what we're going to cover here in this segment of the video. Because, bro, it's going to be real. Like, I've already talked about potential suitors for the Premier League. So let's kind of get into this Champions League opposition. So we know we got Leipzig coming up on Wednesday. At some point, we're going to have to play PSG on the 25th, right? And then we didn't get Lionel Messi. We didn't get Harry Kane. We didn't get Ronaldo. And then now Messi happens to be with PSG, bro. And we're going to have to play him. So my point in all of this is that it's going to be stiff competition, bro, because you look at Chelsea is the Champions League title holders right now. They got to feel some kind of way about, repeating in the Champions League final, trying to start some Real Madrid nonsense. They probably feel that way. Then you got Liverpool probably feeling like, they got just a good a shot as anybody does when fully healthy. We got to feel that we can possibly get back there because we just reached the finals. And then United is probably so focused right now on the league that they probably not even thinking about possibly winning the Champions League because they got Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, and then they got Rafael Varane with all of the other players. They probably feel like they're going to have a run at the Champions League. But then you start looking around the world and you got to start saying to yourself, PSG got to feel like they got a chance up in there. Bayern got to feel like they got a good shot up in there. So we about to find out how real it's about to get, bro. So I don't know how we're going to be looking, but I know that we definitely got some stiff competition because, we talking about Messi, Mbappe, we talking about Neymar, and we're going to get a chance to see what that looks like. So it's about to get real out here in these streets for Manchester City. But when we look at the Champions League, bro, what is your expectations? I gave you mine. I would love to know what you guys' expectations are at the bottom screen, but it's going to be a dogfight starting on Wednesday. But I know that we got some teams out there can play. I'm not really worried about Juve at this point. I'm not worried about Barcelona. Real Madrid, I'm not too sure about just yet. Atletico Madrid, maybe, but I'm not too sure yet, really, what you look around. But I know specifically within England, the top teams we're going to have to play. PSG is another team we're going to have to watch out for. Bayern's another team we're going to have to watch out for. So this Champions League is about to get rough. But at the end of the day, I just hope Manchester City can win the Premier League this year, reach at least the Champions League semifinals, hopefully win the Champions League finals, and then we crack on with this season. So you have my expectations. I thought that I laid everything out there for you guys. This video actually went about a full hour of me just kind of talking. And then knowing that I messed up the first video, think I'm getting right here to 40 minutes, and I'm gonna kick on after this. But I really want to say, yo, thank you for all the love we've been getting as I do the Sunday special. I look to talk to you guys again on Tuesday. But why do I do it? I do it because it's all about our fans, bro. I love Manchester City fans. I love Manchester City football. And I want to say, yo, thank you from all of my from the bottom of my heart. Make it sound like I got multiple hearts, but from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank everybody out there for subscribing to the channel. We're building on our momentum, and I get to see us really do that. I'm looking to possibly make this a more interactive show to where we can have people call in. I'm just the only person doing this right now, but I appreciate all the love and support we get on this channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed the content. And at the end of the day, I'm going to see you guys back here on Tuesday. But until that time, let's get that Premier League. Let's get that Champions League if we possibly can. But at the end of the day, the next 21 days is about to be super real. But hopefully we can start on that right journey like we did over the weekend. But hopefully on Wednesday we can get that dub too. So until next time, I'm going to see you guys. I'm out. Peace.